All right, let's begin with the Russia-Ukraine war. The prospects for peace in Ukraine have been dealt a fresh blow. Russia has now accused Ukraine of firing drones at one of President Vladimir Putin's residences. Kyiv, meanwhile, has denied these allegations, calling them a lie aimed at undermining efforts to end the war. Russian Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov claimed that Ukraine fired as many as 91 drones at Putin's official residence in the Novgorod region. Lavrov said all drones were shown and shot down by Russian air defenses. But he did not elaborate to provide evidence of this attack. Ukraine has dismissed this allegation. President Volodymyr Zelensky called the Russian claims as complete fabrication. He claimed the allegations are designed to undermine the peace process. However, former Russian president and close Putin ally Dmitry Medvedev shifted the blame on Ukraine, claiming that it was Zelensky who was seeking a war. The angry exchanges, including a statement by Russia that it was reviewing its stance in negotiations in response to the attack, have now put out a fresh question mark on prospects for a peace deal. This comes, remember, just a day after American President Trump claimed that deal was closer than ever after meeting with Zelensky. Trump had said he informed about the alleged attack. He was, in fact, told by the Russian president during their phone call.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's not good. I heard about it this morning. You know who told me about it? President Putin told me about it. Early in the morning, he said he was attacked. It's no good. It's no good. Don't forget, you know, the Tomahawks. I stopped the Tomahawks. I didn't want that. Because we're talking about, you know, it's a delicate period of time. This is not the right time. It's one thing to be offensive, because they were offensive. It's another thing to attack his house. It's not the right time to do any of that, and can't do it. And I learned about it from President Putin today. I was very angry about it.
Meanwhile, when asked whether the U.S. intelligence services monitoring that region had any evidence of the alleged attack, Trump said he will find out.
Well, it came out. Well, we'll find out. I mean, you're saying maybe the attack didn't take place. It's possible too, I guess. But President Putin told me this morning it did.
On the other hand, Kremlin claimed that Trump was shocked and outraged after being informed about the attack. It also said that in his call with Trump, President Putin said that he was still committed to the peace process, but would revise Russia's negotiating position in light of the alleged drone attack. Russia's accusation, remember, comes at a pivotal moment in the peace process. Ukraine says it has agreed to 90% of a U.S. drafted peace plan, including the issue of post-war security guarantees. But the issue of territory remains unresolved. Russia, which has been advancing on the battlefield for months now, has repeatedly called for complete control of the Donbas region. And earlier on, WION, we were joined by Volodymyr Omalyan, who's a former major of the armed forces of Ukraine, and he's a former minister of infrastructure of the country as well. He served the role between 2016 and 19. We asked him, in this 4-year-long war with no possible end in sight, who is really sabotaging the peace talks?
War that lasts more than 11 years, and Russia attacked Ukraine. We are not fighting Russians at Russian territory. And if we talk about targets, all of them are legitimate. Putin is the same ordinary citizen of Russian Federation killing Ukrainians as Russian soldier or officer. Putin already bombed governmental buildings in Kyiv. I'm not even curious about whether his residence was attacked or not.
We were also joined by Dr. Glenn Dazen, who's a professor of international relations at the University of Southeastern Norway. We asked the Russian perspective on the peace talks, and here's what he said.
Well, I think it depends whose peace agreement would be sabotaged, because for Russia, what they will demand in a peace agreement is that Ukraine restores its neutrality. That's the first one, which entails no NATO membership, no NATO troops in Ukraine, and no military equipment such as missiles being shipped to Ukraine. And also the second would be territorial concessions. This is what they refer to as the so-called Istanbul Plus. So this is what the Russians see as required in a peace for Ukraine, and the Europeans, they see more or less the exact opposite. That is, a peaceful Ukraine needs a powerful deterrent against future Russian attacks.